Did you know the good girl falls for the bad boy trope is statistically one of the most profitable romance formulas in Hollywood history? Psychologists call it the Reformation fantasy. The irresistible thrill of believing love alone can tame absolute chaos. From leather jackets and reckless bets to quiet library corners and secret heartbreak, opposites don't just attract, they combust. Today, we are breaking down the top 10 movies where rule followers threw caution to the wind for the rebel who changed everything. Number 1. 10 Things I Hate About You, 1999. What happens when the school's most feared rebel gets paid cold, hard cash just to take out the campus outcast? Pure, unadulterated cinematic gold. 10 Things I Hate About You took Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, stripped away the archaic dialogue, and dropped it right into the pastel-drenched halls of a late 90s high school. Heath Ledger's Patrick Verona isn't your run-of-the-mill bad boy. Rumors swirl that he sold his own liver on the black market and spent time in state prison. Kat Stratford, played fiercely by Julia Stiles, isn't looking for a savior. She's sharp-tongued, fiercely intellectual, and utterly hostile to high school politics. The hook here is magnetic, because neither character compromises their edge to make the other comfortable. Patrick doesn't win Kat over with cheesy flowers. He meets her intellectual match, buys her indie feminist rock vinyl, and serenades her across the athletic bleachers with a full marching band. But the tension boils over the moment Kat discovers the entire romance was built on a paid wager. That raw, tearful classroom poem isn't just iconic. It's the definitive moment where a guarded heart realizes it's too late to put the walls back up. Number 2. A Walk to Remember, 2002. You have to promise you won't fall in love with me. The minute Jamie Sullivan whispered those words, Landon Carter was completely doomed. Adapted from Nicholas Sparks' best-selling novel, A Walk to Remember flips the bad boy trope on its head by trading explosive rebellion for quiet, devastating redemption. Landon Carter, portrayed by Shane West, is the king of Beaufort High, popular, reckless, and heading straight for disaster after a hazing prank leaves a classmate paralyzed. His punishment? Mandatory community service and the school drama production. Enter Jamie Sullivan, played with gentle grace by Mandy Moore. She wears oversized thrifted cardigans, carries a telescope, and has zero interest in fitting in with Landon's clique. The brilliance of this script lies in its patience. Landon doesn't change overnight. His shallow defenses slowly erode as he realizes Jamie is the only person who sees through his swagger. When her terminal illness is revealed, the narrative shifts from a classic teen crush into a profound masterclass on how unconditional love can fundamentally rewrite a broken human being. Number 3. Grease, 1978. Leather jackets, muscle cars, and summer nights that refuse to die. Before modern teen angst existed, one pair of high-waisted spandex pants changed movie history forever. Grease remains the undisputed blueprint for high school tribalism. John Travolta's Danny Zuko is the crown prince of the T-Birds, slick, smooth-talking, and pathologically obsessed with his street cred. Olivia Newton-John's Sandy Olsen is the picture of pure Australian innocence. Their whirlwind summer romance dies the second the Rydell High School bell rings, forcing Danny to choose between looking cool in front of his crew and the girl who actually holds his heart. What keeps Grease endlessly entertaining is the sheer clash of subcultures. Danny stumbles through track and field attempts just to impress Sandy's wholesome standards, while Sandy eventually realizes that playing by everyone else's rules gets you nowhere. The final carnival sequence isn't just about an iconic outfit change. It's a bold declaration that sometimes the good girl decides she wants a little danger on her own terms. Number 4. Dirty Dancing, 1987. Nobody puts Baby in a corner. But back in the summer of 1963, stepping out of that corner meant risking a total family scandal. Set against the pristine backdrop of the upscale Kellerman's Resort in the Catskills, Dirty Dancing pits rigid upper-middle-class expectations against the raw, pulsing rhythm of the working class. Frances Baby Houseman, played by Jennifer Grey, is an idealistic teen planning to join the Peace Corps and change the world. Johnny Castle, brought to life with smoldering intensity by Patrick Swayze, is the resort's dance instructor, looked down upon by guests and carrying the heavy weight of financial insecurity. When Johnny's dance partner needs an emergency procedure, Baby steps onto the floor, trading polite ballroom steps for sensual, uninhibited mambo. The chemistry between Grey and Swayze crackles with unmatched physical tension. Beyond the gravity-defying lifts and legendary soundtrack, the film's lasting power comes from its social friction. Baby learns that true integrity doesn't wear a country club jacket. and Johnny learns that someone finally respects him for who he is. Number 5. After 2019. A pristine white shirt, a stack of color-coded textbooks, and an English major with tattooed knuckles who is about to burn her entire life to the ground. Born out of a wildly popular digital fiction phenomenon, After delivers the modern, unhinged version of the bad boy romance. Josephine Langford plays Tessa Young, a dedicated, sheltered freshman arriving at college with a safe, high school boyfriend and a controlling mother. Hero Fiennes Tiffin plays Hardin Scott, a brooding, cynical rebel whose British accent barely conceals a massive wall of emotional trauma and unresolved anger. The film leans hard into classic literary parallels, framing their romance like a contemporary Wuthering Heights. Tessa is drawn to Hardin's dark, analytical mind in literature seminars, while Hardin finds himself utterly unsettled by Tessa's unyielding honesty. Their toxic push-and-pull dynamic keeps the tension at a boiling point, culminating in the crushing reveal of a cruel dare that shatters Tessa's innocent worldview and cements Hardin's desperate path toward redemption. Number 6. Cruel Intentions, 1999. A bet is placed, a pristine reputation is on the line, and the wealthiest predator in Manhattan suddenly finds himself completely trapped in his own web. Cruel Intentions transported the scandalous French novel Les Liaisons Dangereuses straight into the ultra-glamorous, cutthroat world of Manhattan's elite prep schools. Ryan Philippe plays Sebastian Valmont, a ruthless, charming manipulator who treats romance like a board game. Reese Witherspoon stars as Annette Hargrove, the headmaster's daughter who made headlines by publishing an article championing virtue and emotional patience. When Sebastian's vindictive stepsister Catherine challenges him to seduce Annette before the school year starts, he treats her like an easy target. But Annette is far sharper than the socialite Sebastian is used to hunting. She spots his games, refuses to be intimidated, and demands emotional truth. The hook lands hard when Sebastian's cynical facade completely collapses, turning a twisted wager into a genuine, heartbreaking awakening. Number 7. The Spectacular Now, 2013. Forget the glamorous Hollywood bad boys for a second. What happens when the rebel isn't secretly a hero, but just an aimless kid spiraling out of control? The Spectacular Now strips away the polished teen romance tropes to deliver something raw, vulnerable, and brutally honest. Miles Teller stars as Sutter Keeley, the ultimate high school life of the party whose magnetic charm masks severe alcoholism and a terrifying fear of the future. Shailene Woodley plays Amy Finecki, a quiet, introspective sci-fi lover who spends her mornings delivering newspapers and fading into the background. Their paths cross when Sutter passes out on a neighbor's front lawn after a devastating breakup. What starts as Sutter offering Amy casual social advice quickly evolves into a deeply complex relationship. Unlike typical genre films where the good girl easily fixes the rebel, The Spectacular Now tackles the dangerous gravity of codependency. Amy sees the beauty in Sutter's live-in-the-moment philosophy, while Sutter is forced to confront the harsh reality that his chaotic lifestyle might drag her down with him. Number 8. Drive Me Crazy, 1999. Next-door neighbors, complete social opposites. One fake dating scheme to take down their high school crushes. What could possibly go wrong? Carrying the quintessential bright, punchy energy of late 90s teen comedies, Drive Me Crazy stars Melissa Joan Hart as Nicole Maris, a bubbly, hyper-organized queen of the school planning committee, and Adrian Grenier as Chase Hammond, the grunge-loving, anti-establishment slacker who lives right next door. When both get brutally rejected by their respective crushes right before the biggest prom of the season, Nicole hatches an audacious plot. She gives Chase a complete clean-cut makeover and stages a public romance to ignite jealousy across campus. The brilliance of this setup is the gradual blurring of lines. Behind closed doors, Chase introduces Nicole to real underground rock and raw vulnerability, while Nicole shows Chase that caring about something isn't a crime. The fake smiles quickly turn real, making their inevitable confession at the school dance an absolute crowd-pleaser. Number 9. Endless Love, 2014. High fences, an overprotective father, and a summer romance so fiercely intense it burns down every boundary in its path. Endless Love dives headfirst into the high-stakes, breathless intensity of first love across social divides. Gabriella Wilde plays Jade Butterfield, a sheltered, grieving high school valedictorian who spent her entire youth isolated behind the wrought iron gates of her family's wealthy estate. Alex Pettyfer plays David Elliott, a charismatic mechanic with a troubled past, a juvenile arrest record, and a fierce, unshakable passion for life. The conflict reaches a fever pitch the moment Jade steps into David's unpolished world. David's bad boy reputation isn't born from malice. It stems from protecting the people he loves in tough circumstances. However, Jade's domineering father sees only a criminal threat, using every ounce of wealth and legal power to keep them apart. The tension runs on pure adrenaline, proving that when a sheltered girl finally tastes freedom, no locked door can hold her back. Number 10. Crybaby, 1990. What happens when an underground rockabilly juvenile delinquent drops a single tear and steals the heart of the squarest rich girl in Baltimore? Total, glorious cinematic mania. Directed by the legendary master of camp John Waters, Crybaby is a razor-sharp, hilarious parody of 1950s teen rebel cinema. Johnny Depp stars as Wade Crybaby Walker, the leather-clad leader of the Drapes, a delinquent gang that lives for fast motorcycles and greasy rock and roll. Amy Locane plays Allison Vernon Williams, the pristine, soprano-singing square who is suffocating under the rigid rules of high society. When Allison crosses town lines to attend a drape party, all hell breaks loose. The movie plays every single good girl bad boy cliché to maximum comedic perfection: secret French kissing lessons, jailhouse rock numbers, and high-speed car chases. Beneath the outrageous satire lies the ultimate truth of the genre. Nothing is more magnetic to a rule follower than the boy brave enough to tear the entire rulebook in half. Which of these bad boys stole your heart? Or did the good girl make a massive mistake? Let me know in the comments below. If you love this deep dive, smash that like button, share this video with your friends, and hit subscribe for more movie breakdowns. See you next time.